Today we're talking about flagship bows versus low-end bows and what's the difference between them and what you need to look for when buying one. Guys, welcome to the Boover Crew. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon next to it so you're notified when I upload a new video, and hit that like button if you find value in this video and you enjoy it. Also drop a comment down below if there's anything you need to say, or So what is a low-end bow and what is a flagship bow? So a flagship bow normally is going to be a high-end, expensive bow from a big brand, big name company. While your low-end bow is normally going to be, of course, a cheaper bow from maybe sometimes an unknown company that's not popular, or even from a well-known company that just makes a line of low-end bows. Like I said, the difference between a flagship bow and a low-end bow is normally going to be the price. This right here is a Mission Craze, which I shot for many, many years. And it was the first bow I purchased. Just as the stripped bow with nothing on it, this bow was $300. This bow right here is the bow that I purchased this past summer. This is a Mathews VXR. This bow as a stripped bow was $1,000. That is the big difference between these two bows. Price. So the next big thing between a flagship bow and a low-end bow is going to be research and development. If you look at a bow like this compared to a bow like this, you can see that there's a lot of difference in this stuff. Now there's also like 10 years of technology advances between this bow and this bow, and that's kind of part of research and development. There's a lot more research and development and time and money that went into this bow than it did for this bow. For example, this bow was in production for like 5 or 6 years, this exact style bow with no changes to it. And once they pretty much ran the lifetime out of this bow, they came out with the Mission Craze 2. Basically the same thing as this bow, just with some new cams and a new riser. Then after a few years of that, they quit the Mission Craze. They came out with the Mission Hammer, which is again basically identical to this bow, just with a new name and a few other tweaks. On the other hand, this bow right here, this is Mathews VXR. For the past, I don't know how many years, Mathews has come out with a brand new line of flagship bows every single year, pretty much always looking different. The past few years, they've kind of been similar, you know, from the VIDOES to the Tri-X, pretty similar. Then the VXR was a bigger change. Then the VXR to the V3, pretty similar. But every year, they're coming out with a new line of bows every year. And there's a lot of research, development, and time that goes into that. Now, the big difference when it comes to the bow itself is efficiency and consistency. There's normally going to be more efficiency and consistency coming out of a flagship bow like this than there is like this. For example, this bow did great out to about 40 yards. Shot pretty consistently. 40 yards, it started to get a little squirrely, but I could still shoot groups at 40 yards with this. Now, 50, 60 yards, I could hit the target, but I couldn't shoot a group to save my life. This bow, same as this one, 20, 30, 40 yards, did great, actually even better, and paired with a single pin sight, this thing is lethal. But out at 50, 60, 70, 80, and even 90 yards, I'm hitting the target and shooting consistent groups. This bow is very consistent, it's more efficient, it's faster, and it's more forgiving than a bow like this. And that goes hand in hand with the research and development. When they're making this bow, they put a lot more time and effort into finding the best way they can make this bow, new technologies, make it quieter, stable, all that stuff. This bow, they're basically just taking what they know about a bow, throwing some pieces together and making it a compact bow that is cheap and that a young archer can afford and grow into. Now, don't get me wrong, you can definitely get away with shooting a low-end bow. There's tons and tons of phenomenal options when it comes to purchasing a low-end bow. For example, this one right here, the Mission Craze. You can still go onto eBay or something and buy someone's full setup for like $200-300, maybe even more, maybe less. Just because this is cheaper and there's less science into this one, I guess you could say, doesn't mean it's not going to kill deer, because I killed a lot of deer with this bow. When I bought this bow a long time ago, it was really exciting and I was able to shoot with my dad, and then I could just do all sorts of fun shooting with it. I shot target around the house, I shot deer, went hunting with it. So basically, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because it's small, or it's compact, or it's not as flashy, or it's not a popular name, or it's not expensive, or it's not fast, does not mean it's not going to get the job done. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, give it a like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and follow us along. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next one.